right, just wait until we log on here. All right, we're live. Hey, everybody, Harry Newhand here. Welcome to all the new folks that have been joining, and also for the new folks that don't know me. Real quick, my name is Harry Newhand. I'm with the sales professionals, helping them master the skills to more sales, and hopefully that's you. You're a sales professional. But I've been in the sales space for over 30 years. Started off in the network marketing industry back in the 80s and 90s. Was very fortunate and blessed to be able to build one of the largest organizations in the world and helped dozens of people change their lives forever, making millions of dollars. And I left that industry for different reasons, but I left that industry and then went into the direct sales industry. When I was in network marketing, I learned a lot of skills. One of them was recruiting. One of them was sales and team building, and organizing and growing and keeping the pipeline full of prospects and new people coming in. And it's what I want to share with you today. And also going in the sales industry, going door to door, direct sales. I took the skills that I learned in network marketing and applied them to the door to door business. And in just a few short years, was able to recruit, train, develop, and manage the largest producing door-to-door sales team in the country. It was just magical. I had 7 guys earning over 100,000 a year, knocking on doors and selling cable TV, of all things, and made a couple $1 million doing that. So when I take those skills and now I teach my clients and teach people what to do as far as I mastered the sales process going door to door. I mastered the recruiting and building team building in the network marketing industry. And it was amazing for me because I grew up in the restaurant business, never doing sales before. But there's a few things that I learned that I teach that could really help you at whatever level you're at in the sales business, provided that you know how to sell. Now, I talk to a lot of professional salespeople that are making 50, 60, 80,000 a year that leave so much money on the table because they haven't advanced their skills to the next level. And that's really what I focus on, is taking those skills and taking them to the next level, looking from the outside in, helping them move forward. But let's talk about the pipeline perfection and what it takes. And I'm going to share with you several of the mistakes that I made and how I was able to correct those through advice and counseling and coaching from my mentors that helped change everything for me. So I want to share with you a couple of golden nuggets that you can apply in your business right now, apply in your mindset and your thinking process. And one of the phrases that I learned is it's easier to give birth than to raise the dead. And that applies not only to sales, but it also applies to recruiting. We invite somebody to a business opportunity presentation, whether it's live or whether it's a Zoom call or whether it's a short video. And we start chasing that person and thinking that, wow, I got 10 people that saw the video and they're not returning my emails, they're not returning my calls, or they say they're interested, but I can't pin them down to a thing. I can't pin them down to a time. And I've got so many people interested, but nobody's biting. Nobody's going to the next step. The reality is that they may be interested, but they're not interested in what you have to share or what you want to share with them. They may be interested in the concept, but not in what you have. But the reality is that they're not moving in your direction. They're dragging you along. Here's a phrase that I learned from Jim Rohn. Don't spend major time on minor people. If somebody is not responding back to you, chasing them just tells them that you need them more than they need you. So it's important to keep the wheel turning, continually bring in new people, continually send that prospecting video out to new people, continue your prospecting so that you can get people in and don't rely on one person. And then what your prospects see through your social media posts, through your recruiting new people, they say, wow, they don't need me as much as I need them. They're going to do it anyway, no matter what I do. They're not relying on me to build their check. And this is a mindset that really was hard on me because I really believed that people wanted what I had, and I had 10, 15 people saying they wanted it, and I'm chasing them around until I got this concept. And once I got it, things changed dramatically. got to the point where I was recruiting so many people consistently that those other people that I had been chasing, they started coming back because they realized that, wow, he's going to do it with or without me. I might as well get on this train and go for it. And that's what started to change in the network marketing industry. In the sales industry, when I was mastering the art of sales, especially going door to door, the way I learned it was comebacks aren't greenbacks. When I first started out, I had people so excited about what I had to share with them. I'm saving them $30, $40, $50 a month on their cable, internet, and back then it was a telephone service. It is now, but it's a cell phone instead of a landline. But the triple play, I could save them money, and they say, yeah, I'm excited about this. Can you come back and talk to my spouse? Whether it was a husband or wife, can you come back and talk to my spouse? And I would I would have 10 comebacks. And what I realized is when none of those comebacks were turning into sales, an awakening happened. Comebacks aren't greenbacks. They're not going to happen. I had to continually bring in new people and get better at my presentation because selling door to door, it's a one-stop close. You either close it or it's not going to happen. Very rarely does a comeback actually work. And then we learned how to qualify the comebacks. So here's the philosophy for you, or the prospect that I really want to land with you today. You've got to treat your prospecting. I encourage you to treat your prospecting because this would change everything for me. It took me from average to fortune. Take your prospecting and treat it like a highway. You're driving down, and men will get this a lot more than women. No, I'm not being sexist. I'm just saying the way we drive is differently. But think about a highway, and you got 5-lane highway, and it's getting to be rush hour. And you're driving down the highway 60 miles an hour, and you see brake lights in front of you. What's the first thing you start thinking about when you see brake lights in front of you? Changing lanes. Change lanes to an open lane where there's no brake lights. You change lanes, you go down that lane until what? Until it starts to plug up. Then you change lanes. And you do that until there's no more lanes to change and everything's plugged up, or you get an open lane, you break through and you're in the free clear. You want to treat your prospecting the same way, having multiple prospecting streams going on. We hear this a lot, have multiple streams of income. I was talking to a buddy of mine who's in the real estate industry, and this was years ago. We were talking, and he made money one or two ways: selling houses or renting houses. And he was looking for opportunities, and I was approaching him with different opportunities. And finally, we both got our heads together and said, listen, there's multiple ways to make money in real estate, 4 or 5 different ways, and maybe more. You can buy a fix and flip. You can buy to rent. You can buy to sell, buy wholesale to sell retail. You can buy a vacant piece of land, build a piece of property. You can buy commercial. You can buy real estate. So what was best for him was stay in his lane, which is the real estate industry, and just maximize the multiple streams of income within that industry. What's the same thing here with prospecting? You're in the sales industry, whether it's network marketing, whether it's insurance sales, auto sales, real estate, whatever it's home improvement, solar, doesn't matter. Whatever you sell, there's multiple ways to prospect. Many. In fact, I offer a free course. If anybody wants the free course, there's 20 different ways on how to prospect online and offline of different methods, old school and new school, of prospecting for potential clients. But if you are just relying on Facebook or just relying on LinkedIn or just relying on referrals, you're building your foundation on a one-legged table or a two-legged table or a three-legged table. What you want to do is you want to treat it like that highway. If you have 5 or 6 different ways of prospecting going on all at the same time, and by the way, most of them are free. You can certainly advertise, but most of the ones that I share on my prospecting course and most of the ones out there are free. Organic marketing on social media is a great resource. It's a great skill to learn. But you don't want to rely on one of them. You want to have different ways of prospecting going on at the same time, because if one of them is not working and that's the only one you're doing, you're out of business. If businesses aren't continually prospecting for new clients and new business, they're out of business. So what are you doing to prospect? Is it just your Tuesday night, Thursday night webinar that's going on, live webinar? Is it your once a quarter boot camp or school that you're doing? Is it every single day calling your customers and doing follow-up and referrals? What is your main source? And then what are your alternatives in case the one source isn't working? So if your Facebook organic marketing isn't working, what do you have going on LinkedIn, TikTok, whatever social media platforms you're on, Instagram, whatever those are? And then what else are you doing? Are you doing offline center of influence? Are you doing referral business? Are you following up with people asking them for referrals? Are you going out talking to people face to face, family, friends? What is your different forms of prospecting? Because here's what we really want to get clear on. One, comebacks aren't greenbacks. They're not coming back. And if they do, great. Do your prospect. I'm not saying don't follow up. Following up is crucial. Follow up is where the fortune is. But don't chase it. Don't spend major time on minor people. Don't spend major time on minor things. You want to spend major time on major things. Personal growth, doing things that move the needle in your business. What is that next right thing that you should be doing to move the needle in your business? And then understanding that giving birth is a lot easier than raising the dead. Talking to somebody new is a lot easier than chasing somebody that knows a little bit about you, that knows what you're doing, knows what you're trying to do, and they're just not as interested as you are. They're just not as excited as you are. There's a way to deal with them. And skill building, learning how to deal with them is a whole nother thing. But what I'm talking about now is you want, as you're building your business, multiple streams of prospecting going on so that you can get priming the pump. You're priming the pump to get business. Once you got the business, then you can start. Here's another phrase from Jim Rohn. I know I'm bouncing all over the place, and I appreciate your patience with me. But here's another phrase. Make up in numbers what you lack in talent and experience. Make up in numbers what you lack in talent and experience. Because you will develop the experience and the skill where you can reduce your numbers to get the same results. If you keep the same numbers as you're getting better, your business is going to explode. And that's what I was able to do in both of those industries. I kept the pump priming. And I'm not saying you have to do this, but I went 6 years without a vacation and treating myself to the time off because I was priming that pump. And then I was able to do multiple vacations. So I was priming that pump, trying to get the thing going, and I had multiple streams going on to get business in. Once it started coming in, then I was able to breathe a little bit, relax a little bit, and move to the next level of managing, developing, and continuing to grow that business. So treat it like lanes of highway. What are your prospecting methods? Do you have enough of them? And here's where the high earners that got going on is they've got multiple streams and they're generating so much revenue that they're able to get help. So they have somebody that manages their social media. They're earning enough revenue so that they can get somebody to diversify and delegate some of these other forms of lead prospecting to other people that are better at it. Me, I'm not great at Instagram. I'm marginal at LinkedIn, and I'm okay on Facebook. But I do enough of them to get business coming my way. But if you have somebody that's an expert at TikTok and Instagram, you could hire somebody to do the prospecting for you. If you start earning money, you can hire somebody to do LinkedIn for you. That way you can focus on what you do best, which is recruiting, training, building, selling, following up, whatever it is you like to do. If your talent is in one specific thing, that's what you want to focus on to get the revenue going in so that you can hire the other things out. You let the other people that specialize in those. AI is a big thing right now. I know basically nothing about AI except ChatGPT, where I can get things that sound what I write to sound a lot better and more professional. I also do searches on there looking for specific things. But there's other people that are experts at it and can change everything. And the new fortunes are going to be made with AI. But it's a lot easier to do what you do best. Hire somebody that's good at it that can implement it as another lane in the highway of prospecting for you that will continue to give you what you do best, which is people to talk to, people to recruit, people to sell to, people to build your business on, whatever that is. So hopefully this lands with you. Hopefully it helps. to have multiple streams of prospecting going on at one time. Don't rely on one thing. Don't rely on one source. If you do, like I said, then your business plugs up. And if that's not working, then again, you're out of business. Then you got to start from scratch. If you have multiple going on at the same time, you're learning all of them until the pump's primed. All right, everybody, hopefully this helps out, and I'll talk to you next time. Have a great day.